Marami po sa atin po ang nakaka-recognize ng katulad nito. Ito yung tinatawag ng planetary alignment, di po ba ganun na tinatawag? Baka mayroon pong ilan po sa ating nakasaksi. Malamang. Lalo pagka nagising ka na madaling araw, tapos nakita yung sinasabing alignment ng planeta. Alright? Yun nga, may nabanggit 45 minutes before sunrise. Pero meron pa. How about nature showers? Minsan may mga times na masasabi natin, yung bata pa tayo, pag-wish daw sa sinasabi daw na bulalakaw or some sort of shooting stars daw. Ngayon pala, mga meteors na yan na nagsisitapon sa atmosphere. Malinaw na malinaw yan pagkagabi, di ba? Ito pa, ang ating daigdig mismo. Mamamangha tayo talaga sa kung gaano kaayos itong kabuuan ng mundong ito. Whether we like it or not, whether you believe in God or not, marirecognize mo yung kagandahan ng ating daigdig. Siyempre, bukod pa rito, mga kapatid. Okay, welcome po. How about this one? Sino po mahilig tumingin po sa Manila Bay pagka papalubog ng araw, sunset? Everyone? Siya lang po. Okay. Ako ba man din, although taga-Tarlac po kasi ako, may mga pagkakataon na nasisilayan ko yung kagandahan ng langit, lalo pagka paglubog ng araw. Minsan mamamangha ka talaga. At minsan mapapatanong ka kung sino ba yung mga nag-disenyo ng lahat ng bagay na ito. Okay? Mula sa pag nakikita natin mga bituin sa langit, pagka nakikita natin pagsikat ng gintong araw, kung maging yung mismo ng ating kapaligiran. Sometimes, we are asking ourselves, mayroon ba talagang nag-disenyo nito? Bakit kaya masasabing life permitting yung universe, kumbaga, sa lahat ng supposedly ng mga planeta, whatever it is, why in the name of common sense, na ang ating daigdig ang maituturing na tanging planeta sa kasalukuyan na sinusuportahan yung buhay ng bawat nilalang, including us humans. So at this point, as time is reading, I would like to share something. The heavens declare the glory of God. Kapag ka nagre-reflect po ito nagbubulay-bulay tayo, there are many things that we must have to consider. And those who are aware in this Bible verse, in Psalm chapter 19 verse 1, ito pong sinasabi ng salmista. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims His handiwork. Ipinapahayag ng mga kalangitan ang kaluwalhatian ng Diyos. Ngayon, titignan po natin for sure yung mga evidence na to. Kasi we are all aware na kahit sa Romans chapter 1 verse 20, sinabi ni Pablo yan yung tungkol dito, na yung kanyang handiwork ay nagre-reflect sa kanyang karangalan. Kaya nga ayon po ito kay Euros, na isang astrophysicist, sabi niya rito, we know Him, we are talking about God here, we know Him by two means. Siyempre nabanggit na yung pinakauna. First, by the creation, preservation, and government of the universe, since that universe is before our eyes, like a beautiful book in which all creatures, great and small, are as letters to make us ponder the invisible things of God, His eternal power, and His divinity. As the Apostle Paul says in Romans 1 verse 20. So dito, ayon mismo sa astrophysicist na si Euros, na batid nating may lumikha at may nagdisenyo yan. Anupat nagre-reflect yan sa kanyang kadakilaan. So sa ating discussion for this hour, ipupunto natin naman sumusunod. Ano ba itong teleological argument na to? Ano yung evidence para sa fine-tuning ng universe? Titignan natin po itong mabuti later on. Pangatlo, ito ba yung physical necessity? Tsansa lamang ba yan? O talagang nakadesenyo yan? And lastly, bakit kaya yung fine-tuning ng universe ay nagpo-point sa Christianity? Mamaya po, pagsasama-samahin po natin yung bawat katibayan na yan. Take note, yung argument from design na yan ay isa. Spoilers ko na po kayo dyan mga kapatid. Ito po ay isa sa mga evidence na nagpapatunay sa Diyos na nakamulat sa Biblia at lalong-lalo na sa Christianity. So, point 1. What is this teleological argument? Medyo fancy yung term, no? Fancy. Kahit ako nung una kong na-review yan, mukhang ngayon ko lang narinig yan. Fancy ka kumbaga, di ba? Now, ano ba itong teleological argument na ito? So, tingnan natin. Yung terminong teleology ay nagre-refer sa explanation that appeal to design and purpose. The teleological argument claims that the appearance of design and purpose in nature implies a designer. Kung tutuusin, kumbaga, kaya nga tinatawag din itong an argument from design. Ang argumento may kinalaman sa disenyo. Una sa libro ni Dr. William Lane Craig na On Guard, sabi niya dito, accordingly, a teleological argument appealing to cosmic fine-tuning might be formulated as follows. Ito po yung kanyang premise dito. Point 1, the fine-tuning of the universe is due to either physical necessity, chance, or design. Ito yung premise 1. Premise 2, it is not due to physical necessity or chance. Therefore, it is due to design. So take note mga kapatid, may tatlong punto dyan na mamaya pag-usapan natin, no? Ito ba yung physical necessity? Ito ba yung nagkataon lang na parang yung kabuting biglang sumulpot? O ito talaga ay nakadesenyo? Siyempre may version din ganito si J. Warner Wallace na siyang manulat ng Cold Case Christianity. Ano naman yung sa kanya? Human artifacts like watches, sino may orasan? Sana all. Just kidding. Human artifacts are products of intelligent design. B. Many aspects and elements of our universe resembles human artifacts. C. Like effects typically have like causes. Kumbaga, kung mayroong dahilan, meron din siyang bunga, kumbaga. Kahit sa aking asignatura sa Filipino, for example, pinag-aaralan yung tinatawag na sanhi at bunga. Pagkasanhi, ano yung dahilan kung bakit nangyari yan? Pagkabunga, ano yung mismong resulta ng naturang pangyayari. Also, therefore, it's highly probable the appearance of design in the universe is simply the reflection. Yan yung terminong yan. Reflection of an intelligent designer. And given the complexity and expansive nature of the universe, this designer must be incredibly intelligent and powerful. Meaning, we are talking about God. Ngayon mga kapatid, ano itong mga katibayan na yan? May kinalaman sa fine-tuning of the universe. Yan, may nagiging para mga bituin, naglalakbay tayo sa solar system, naglalakbay sa Milky Way, pero sa ngayon, wala pa ngayon. But anyway, ano po ang mga katibayan dito? Titingnan natin yung mga tinatawag na anthropic constants na tinatawag. By the way, i-clarify natin, when we are talking about the term fine-tuning, ito yung, kumbaga, yung tinatawag na life permitting. Pagka-anthropic principle, paano kumbaga ito naka-apekto yung design ng universe sa mundo na ating ginagalawan. So now, here are the following. Siyempre, oxygen level. Alam natin lahat na ang oxygen ay nagko-comprise ng 21% ng ating atmosphere. Pag sumobra ito ng kahit minsan lang po, pag oxygen daw, kung ang oxygen ay 25%, asahan mo, lalaganap ang bushfires, o kaya pwede siguro, magprito ka ng itlog sa kalsada dahil sa sobrang init. Eh, minsan nga, baka hindi na maprito ay masusunog pa. Pero pagka 15% ang oxygen, asahan, maraming masasakal dahil yung oxygen na kailangan natin, kulang. Either way, yung buhay, wala. So, kumbaga, it is just right, kumbaga. Siyempre, yung Moon-Earth gravitational interaction. Sa kasalukuyan, may mga pag-aaral na yung Moon, unti-unti lumalayo ng mga sentimetro, pero sa ngayon ay hindi pa ito nakaka-apekto. Pero bakit napaka-importante? If the interaction were greater than it currently is, tidal effects on the ocean's atmosphere and rotational period would be too severe. Kung yung interaction, kumbaga, yan, mapapansin natin yan. Kung, ito ha, yung gravitational force on different points of Earth due to Sun, ito naman, Moon. Ngayon, kung interaction nito ay greater, asahan natin, magiging mas matindi pa sa bagyo o tsunami or whatever. Kaso pag less naman, ganun pa rin. May kasagunaan pa rin. Either way, life on Earth would be impossible kung yung Moon-Earth gravitation ay mas malapit o mas malayo. In short, it is just right. Also, maging carbon dioxide din pala. Yung carbon dioxide level din. If the carbon dioxide level were higher than it is now, kung ang carbon dioxide ay sumobra, a runaway greenhouse effect would develop. Masusunog naman yan. Kung makikita natin ang Venus, ganun. Pero, if the level were lower than it is now, paano kaya makakagawa ang mga halaman ng kanilang sariling pagkain due to the photosynthesis kung ito ay lesser? At ang mas matindi pa, masasuffocate ka pa. Diba? Kaya, again, this is just right. Also, hindi mawawala ang gravity. Pag na-alter ko ng 0.00, ang daming zeros, no? Ang daming zeros. Paano ko yaman ito? But anyway, kung ang gravitational force ay na-alter ng kahit ganitong porsyento, walang araw, walang solar system, walang universe, kahit tayo wala. Pag na-alter itong gravitational force tayo ng ganitong porsyento, goodbye universe. Siyempre, bukod po sa nabanggit natin kanina lang, tingnan niyo po mabuti yung iba pang mga anthropic constants na to. Okay. Ayan, yun ang mga sumusunod. If the centrifugal force of planetary movements did not precisely balance the gravitational force, kung yung centrifugal force na yan ay hindi nakabalanse pirme, nothing could be held in orbit around the sun. Baka may iba maging rogue planet pa nga. Diba? Also, kung ang universe ay nag-expand at a rate of, listen, 1 million more slowly than it did, yung parang dahil pa yung pagong, kumbaga, yung expansion titigil yan, at ang universe ay magpo-collapse on itself before any stars had formed. Pero pagka mas mabilis naman itong pag-expand ng universe, wala rin galaxy na mag-form. Sa madaling sabi, it's either or kumbaga. Bukod pa dito mga kapatid, any of the laws of physics can be described as a function of the velocity of light. Kung yung speed of light na aabot ng 299,792,450 meters per second. Mas mabilis pa yata ito kay Superman. Ngayon, even a slight variation in the speed of light would alter the other constants and preclude the possibility of life on Earth. Kung ito ay masasabi natin na mababawas lang ng kahit isa lang doon o madadagdag ng kahit isa doon, malaking problem dahil sa buhay. Diba? Meron pa nga dito. Maging water vapor level pala. Listen to this. If water vapor levels in the atmosphere were greater than they are now, a runaway greenhouse effect would cause temperatures to rise too high for human life. Bakit? Kung sumusobra to yung water vapor level, paano naman yung buhay, di ba? Pero pagka less than, insufficient greenhouse effect would make the earth too cold to support human life. Pag less than naman, welcome to Ice Age. Pero hindi lang yata Ice Age eh. Yung earth, magiging parang isang bola ng yelo kung gano'n ang mangyari. O ito pa, if Jupiter were not in its current orbit, the Earth would be bombarded with space material. Jupiter's gravitational field acts as a cosmic vacuum cleaner, attracting asteroids and comets that might otherwise strike Earth. Kumbaga, kung wala ang Jupiter dun sa proper orbit niyan, good luck sa Earth. Bubumpahin ng napakaraming mga bato galing space. Pero dahil may Jupiter na siyang sumasalo doon, kahit pa paano safe ang Earth, kumbaga. Kaya nga sabi ni Dr. Frank Turek nga ng cross-examined, thank God for Jupiter. Nakakamiss, di ba? O, meron pa. If the thickness of the Earth's crust were greater, too much oxygen would be transferred to the crust to support life. But if it were thinner, volcanic and tectonic activity would make life impossible. Paano natin masabi? Pag too much oxygen, baka, yan parang napaka-imposible na magkakaroon ng human life. Kung thinner naman, hindi lang minsan yung lindot, kundi hindi man araw-araw, oras-oras, minuto, pagkaganyan, pagka thinner yung crust ng Earth. Kumbaga, it is just also right. O yan, baka may makapansin. Ikot. Baka may umiikot-ikot po dyan, pati ito. But anyway, let's focus here. If the rotation of the Earth took longer than 24 hours, temperature differences would be too great between night and day. But if the rotation period were shorter, atmospheric wind velocities would be too great. Pag ang rotation ng Earth ay maging mabagal na parang pagong, ay, tingnan na lamang natin ang Mercury at Venus. Pero pagka mas mabilis yung rotation period, tingnan ang Neptune, napakabilis ang hangin. Diba? Ito pa, maging yung tilt ng axis ng daigdig ay naka-apekto din sa buhay. Bakit? The 23-degree axial tilt of the Earth is just right. If the tilt were altered slightly, kahit simple lang, imagine natin, sayang hindi ako nagdala ng bola. But anyway, pansinin natin, kung mag-alter yan ng kahit ano o whatever, yung surface temperature ay magiging mas extreme pa sa kung anong inaasahan. Sa madaling sabi, halimbawa kung ginawa natin straight, good luck sa mga equatorial countries. Parang disyerto ng dating. Pagka sumobra naman, naku, mas matindi pa. Either way, kung inalter po yung tinatawag na yung 23-degree axial tilt ng daigdig, wala. If the atmospheric discharge, maging kidlat pala. If the atmospheric discharge rate were greater, there would be too much fire destruction. If it were less, there would be too little nitrogen filling in the soil. Kahit pala ang kidlat may pakinabang pala. O sino pa sa kidlat? Ako rin minsan. But let's admit na kahit pala yung kidlat, meron din palang nagagawang pakinabang. Diba? As well, if there were more seismic activity, much more life would be lost. Kung sobra-sobra naman lindol, magbilang-bilang ka na ng 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million na pumapano dahil doon. Yun ay kung sobra-sobra yung seismic activity. Pero kung less than, ganun din nutrients on the ocean floors and in river runoff would not be cycled back to the continents through tectonic uplift. Kasi yung nutrients ng ocean floor kasi nakakadamay-damay yan sa buhay ng isang planeta. Like, ang ating daigdig. Kaya, yes, even earthquakes are necessary to sustain life as we know it. Sino takot sa lindol? Just fine. Kumbaga, pinupunto lamang natin dito yung mga anthropic constants kung paano pinipinpoint yung katotohanan hinggil sa disenyo, yung purpose ng universe, yung purpose ng earth, ganun ba? Siyempre, maging DNA, maging yung genetics, maging yung biology, pero tatalakayin ito ng iba pang mga kapatid. Pero dito muna tayo mag-focus dyan, no? Kaya nga, nabanggit natin kanina si Euros. Astrophysicist Euros has calculated the probability that these yung nabanggit natin and other constants, take note, 122 lahat yan, would exist today for any planet in the universe by chance. Assuming that there are 10 to the 22 zeros, mag-focus tayo dito, hindi ko alam kung paano paigil yung 22 kanina. Anyway, assuming that there are, 1 with 22 zeros ng planeta. Alam niyo yung shocking answer? Kung sasabihin natin by chance yan, hanapin mo yun, 10 on 138 zeros after it. Kumbaga, ipipikit mo ang iyong mga mata, tapos meron kang barya na 25 centavos dyan, tapos andoon, sabihin natin, puro barya, itapon mo dyan, ihalo. Ang chance lamang masasabi na that's one chance in 1 out of 138 zeros after it. Yung di mo nakapikit ka tapos pagka nakita mo yun, bihira lang, kumbaga minsan lamang, kumbaga. In effect, there is zero chance that any planet in the universe would have the life-supporting conditions we have, unless there is an intelligent designer behind it all. Kumbaga, dito na papasok yung pinpoint dyan, na kung ang universe na to ay masasabing fine-tuned for the life on earth, masasabi po natin at mas lalo kang mamamangha kung Kristiyano ka, na there is someone who designed this universe, who designed the earth as well, maging mga anthropic constants na yan. Katunayan, si Arnold Penzias na isang Nobel laureate, itong sabi niya, astronomy leads us to a unique event, a universe which was created out of nothing and delicate balance to provide exactly the conditions required to support life. In the absence of an absurdly improbable accident, the observations of modern science seem to suggest underlying, one might say, supernatural plan. Nobel laureate po siya. Ito pa. Sabi ni Ed Harrison, i-quote dyan, here is the cosmological proof of the existence of God. The design argument of Paley. Si William Paley kasi nag-argue ukol dito, di ba? Na kung ang universe ay pirming naka-design whatever, like yung relos, o yung laptop, o yung mga kung sa ating ginagawa, whatever it was, syempre merong gumawa niyan. Merong nagdisenyo kumbaga. Anyway, here is the cosmological proof of the existence of God. The design argument of Paley, updated and refurbished. The fine-tuning of the universe provides prima facie evidence of deistic design. Kahit yung mga deist kasi minsan, may mga pagkakataon na they recognize na may na-design talaga sa universe, kumbaga. Kahit yung mga deist. Also, alam ko, kilala natin si Stephen Hawking. Sa book niya na Grand Design, kasama si Leonard Lodino, sana tama yung aking pronunciation, Leonard na lang. Ito naka-emphasis po dito, no? The emergence of the complex structures capable of supporting intelligent observers seems to be very fragile. The laws of nature form of a system that is extremely fine-tuned and very little in physical law can be altered without destroying the possibility of the development of life as we know it. Were it not for a series of startling coincidences in the precise details of physical law, it seems humans and similar life forms would never have come into being. Pagka daw may na-alter doon na kahit isang punto lang, kahit isang, so to speak, micro level yan, magiging imposible ang human and other life forms na mabuo, kumbaga. Kahit mismo si Stephen Hawking na isang atheist na re-recognize niya na ang universe talaga ay fine-tuned. Although pwede siyang mag-explain na kung ano other than God, pero hindi po ito maitatanggi. Si Robin Collins, sabi nga rito, when scientists talk about fine-tuning of the universe, they're generally referring to the extraordinary balancing of the fundamental laws and parameters of physics and the initial conditions of the universe. Our minds cannot comprehend the precision of some of them, kahit ako minsan. Maging honest ako dito na. Noong nabasa ko yung mga ganyang mga evidence kasi, minsan mind-blowing pa eh. Kasi hindi mo akalain ganun pala siya. Diba? Ituloy natin. The result is a universe that has just the right conditions to sustain life. The coincidences are simply too amazing to have been the result of happenstance. Grabe, no? Imagine natin, pagka kahit katiting lamang yung nabawas o nadagdag, maging posibleng pagsulpot ng galaxy, ng sun, whatever. Paul Davies, sabi niya dito, it's hard to resist the impression that the present structure of the universe, apparently so sensitive to minor alterations in the numbers, has been rather carefully thought out. The seemingly miraculous occurrences of these numerical values that nature has assigned to her fundamental constants must remain the most compelling evidence for an element of cosmic design. Kasi kung mapapansin talaga, kahit yung mga siyentista, kahit yung mga eksperto, kahit yung mga physicists, whoever they were, nare-recognize nila, hindi po nila maikakaila, hindi po nila, kumbaga, maitatapwa na ang universe talaga ay firming naka-fine-tune na talaga makasuporta sa buhay ng mga tao at ng iba pang mga nilalang sa mundo ito. Ano pat? Sabi ni Robert Jastrow, agnostic siya dito. Kaso, mare-recognize natin yung kanyang sinabi. According to the physicist and the astronomer, it appears that the universe was constructed within very narrow limits in such a way that man could dwell in it. This is called the anthropic principle. It is the most theistic result ever to come out of science in my view. Ito po mismo yung payo ni Robert Jastrow. Take note po, agnostic siya. Pero inaamin niya mismo na batay sa mga evidence na yan, may papakita talaga na may nagdisenyo. Pero itong tanong naman, physical necessity ba yan? Chance lang ba yan? O ito'y nakadisenyo? Titingnan natin. Kumbaga, unahin natin yung mga masasabi po natin na summary. So, may mga possible explanations kasi na tinatawag eh. Sa pagka-physical necessity, not possible as the cosmological constant exists outside of the environment. The constants and quantities could be different. They don't have to be what they are. Ang parang natural na sa kanila yung ganun lang, andyan na yan. Parang kabutin biglang sumagot, whatever. Paano naman yung chance? Parang, ayun, nagkataon lang yan. Diyan papasok yung tinatawag na multiverse. Mamaya, i-discuss natin mabuti. Dito kasi sa chance exceeds any mathematical possibility. As for the multiverse, ironically, no. Mamaya, bakit nasasabi natin na no empirical data exists to confirm its existence? Mamaya kasi, i-pinpoint natin, i-review natin kahit paano. Kung ito man ay naka-design naman, bakit natin masasabi na best answer for an appeal to best explanation? Meron pa ng mga skeptics mismo. Pinipinpoint nila na may nag-design, tututusin. Medyo bilisan lang natin as the time was bleeding. Okay, some cosmologists believe the universe is the way it is because the laws of physics do not allow any alternative. Ayon sa view na yan, if the laws of nature are fixed and inflexible, and no other versions of these laws are possible, our universe is the only kind of universe that could ever emerge. Parang, yun lang. Kung totoo man yan, our life-permitting universe would be a physical necessity. Pero, this explanation also fails to be supported by evidence. Bakit kasi? There is no reason to believe the laws of nature and or their values could not have been different. And even if the foundational laws of the universe were fixed, this would fail to explain the regional and locational evidence concerning to the fine-tuning. Mamaya kasi, ipipinpoint natin lalo na yung tinatawag ng chance eh. Okay? So, ito, yung tipong nagkataon lang ba kaya? Kasi merong tinatawag na multiverse o yung tinatawag na multiple universe theory o many worlds hypothesis na kung saan meron daw napakarami daw ng mga universes daw dyan, sa may labas dyan, bukod sa observable universe. Ito, kung i-analyze po natin ito mabuti, tingnan natin. Kasi sa teorya yan kasi, most of these universes daw, in the larger multiverse connection are incapable of permitting life. Our universe, however, through a quote-unquote cosmic accident, does happen to support our existence. So, ganun lang siya. Pero, ito ang malaking problem. Una, hypothesis pa lang, wala pang kumpirmado na mga masasabi natin evidence doon. Pero let's say na totoo yung multiverse. Kailangan pa rin ng tinatawag na designer. Bakit? Isip-isipin po natin ito mga kapatid. Whether we like it or not kasi, kaya sabihin natin na totoo yung tinatawag na multiverse na theory, it even requires someone who will design it. Kaya kung mapapansin natin, this explanation ng multiverse, it lacks evidential support. If there is a multiverse generating mechanism, it would certainly have to be calibrated in such a way to make the generation of a life-permitting universe possible. Indeed, inevitable if this mechanism generates an infinite number of universes. Those who propose a multiverse scenario are still saddled with the problem of explaining fine-tuning. Bakit? Tignan, andun pa rin yung tinatawag ng fine-tuning kasi. Even though may mag-exist, sabihin natin na nag-exist yung multiverse, paano may papaliwanag ng design? Diba? Ano to, nagkataon lang? Kaya hanggang may, kumbaga, kahit totoo man yung sinasabing multiverse, it also requires someone who will design it. At this point, meron tayong ilang mga talakayan o let's say, yung ilang objections ng mga skeptics concerning to that matter. Na maybe there are some Christians at medyo mapapaisip. Actually, to be honest, maging ako rin napaisip sa mga ganyan eh. But anyway, titingnan natin. Una, yung sinasabing, who designed the designer na pinauso ni Richard Dawkins? Sino si Richard Dawkins? Alam na this. Siya yung isa sa mga prominenteng new atheist na kasalukuyan. Yung nagsulat ng God Delusion. Pero, wait lang. God Delusion ba yun? O baka naman siguro an idol delusion. But anyway, una kasi, unang punto kasi dyan, it is wrong to demand an explanation of an explanation. Na-explain na nga, explain na naman pa. Andyan na yan eh, may evidence na nga, kailangan pa bang i-explain? Maliban lang kung hindi mo lang talaga tanggap na mayroong talagang nag-design ng universe. So to speak, the designer does not necessarily need to be more complicated. Sa bagay, pwede rin yun. Pero minsan, simplest answer is not always the best. Let's admit to ourselves, maraming mga bagay sa mundo ang masasabi na hindi talaga natin alam o hindi natin maarot ang ating mga utak. But we also recognize the fact that since God is, so to speak, intelligent being, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, if God is real, if God exists, yung buhay na mayroon tayo, yung daigdig and the rest of it, sa Kanya natin itong ipagpapasalamat. Paano naman itong tinatawag na God of the Gaps? Skeptics often accuse theists of committing the fallacy of the God of the Gaps. Yung fallacy na nangyayari when one illicit jumps onto an explanation due to the quote-unquote gap in the data. Kumbaga, parang sinasabi na, oh, may kulang pala. O, therefore, ilagay natin si Lord dyan, whatever. Pero ito, yan may ginagawa natin through scientific evidence. Hindi po, not at all. We are not positing God as the explanatory cause of the existence of the universe to fill some gap in our understanding. It was not the lack of any understanding or data for which we are appealing to God to compensate. Instead, it was the presence, yung mismong presensya ng mga katibayan na yan. Presence of evidence that points to God as the cause of these features of the universe. Sa madaling sabi, kung nagbabagit natin sa hiyak bunga, ganun po yun mga kapatid. Bakit? Typically, logically speaking, kung may sanhi, may bunga kumbaga. Hindi naman pwedeng masimula mo yung bunga bago yung sanhi. Tapos sinasabi, God of the Gaps daw. Hindi naman eh. Kasi malalaman natin na mayroon talagang nag-disenyo niyan through the effects of the creation. Through its design, kumbaga. Eh kahit ikaw may disenyo rin eh. Pero hindi yun ang aking topic. Yan ay tatalakayin din ng iba pang mga kapatid mamaya. Pero mas lalo po tayong ma-amaze lalo na kung about sa ating mga tao, genetics, ano pa? Basta yun na yun. The scientific data points to something beyond the universe that is its cause. And to be beyond the universe is to be, whether we like it or not, supernatural. Paano naman yung sinasabi na ganito? Hindi daw natin kailangan daw ng Diyos para ma-explain yung fine-tuning ng universe. Kaso nga lang, halatang-halata naman kasi, mula sa foundational level, mula sa regional level, hanggang sa locational level, na kung saan dito tayo nakatira, makikita po talaga natin yung epekto ng nilikha niya. Minsan nga, hindi mo naman kailangan na maging scientifico ng sobra-sobra para masabing na gano'n. Sa bagay ba ibang astronomers, may mga physicists na na-recognize nila na may Diyos talaga na may likha at nag-design niyan. Like, so to speak, Isaac Newton, Galileo Galilei, marami. Kumbaga, kung titignan natin yung mga astronomers doon, mga scientists, whatever, meron pa, Tycho Brahe, Blaise Pascal, René Descartes, whoever. Inaalala ko sabi ni Isaac Newton, ang sabi niya, ay yung pag-search nila sa astronomical principles, yung pag-search sa space, nire-reflect nila yung karangalan ng Diyos na siyang may likha nito. Pero baka naman may magsasabi, masamang disenyo naman yun. Bakit may black hole? Bakit may supernova? Bakit ganon? Bulaga. Na kung saan, yan na, inaasad kasi ng ibang mga skeptics na, nakadesenyo pala. Bakit puro yung design yan? Bakit may supernova? Bakit may black hole? Bakit may ibang lugar na, like mga planets yan, bakit tanging daigdig sa ngayon na may buhay? But, alam nyo, mga kapatid, bukod sa bad objection yan, ito po ay poorly designed objection. Oh my gosh! Bakit pala? Bakit masasabi natin na bukod sa bad objection, poorly designed pa siya? Tingnan yung mga points. Point 1, you cannot criticize the design unless you know the intent of the designer. Totoo! Lahat napaparang. Lahat masisira. Kahit yung laptop ko, actually, 3 to 4 years na yung laptop ko, may pagkakataon na naghahang. O kaya yung cellphone, pagka punong-puno yung memory, alam na kailangan mo na mag-reformat. O kaya ito, na hindi mga pagkakataon na masisira yan. Pero ito hindi porke nasisira yan, ibig sabihin, walang nag-design yan. Diba? Our bodies break down, maging yung katawan natin. But maybe the designer did not intend for us to live forever in this earthly state. Listen, sa ating mga tao, whether we like it or not, minsan may point ang mga broken-hearted by saying, walang forever. But if God exists, and if Jesus had risen from the dead, yung buhay natin sa mundo, hindi na natapos dito. Anyway, ito yung pangalawa. In a world of physical constraints, all design involves trade-offs. Isipin natin, halimbawa, yung katawan ng tao. Sa bagay, kumbaga, ikon lang natin ng kaunti. Medyo, ano po natin ng kaunti, no? Halimbawa, ito, isipin natin. God could have made our bones out of titanium, but that would have made us heavier, slower, more susceptible to other problems. O kaya, halimbawa, let's say, ang ating daigdig na lang. Kung mas malaki ang planetang daigdig kasing laki ng Jupiter, malaking problema pa rin. Kung ang Earth halimbawa ay singlit lamang ng buwan o singlit lamang ng Pluto, ganun pa rin, may problem pa rin. Kumbaga, all designs involves trade-offs. May mga kanya-kanyang rason kung bakit nakadesign nyo si laptop, nakadesign nyo si projector, kung ano yung mga design ng cellphone nyo. Baka yung iba, 64 gig, sana all. hanggang kung pa lang sa akin, 32 gig pa ito. Yung cellphone ko dyan, oh, ayan, hi. Anyway, ang pinakapunto dyan, may kanya-kanya kasing disenyo yan. Hindi porke na bad design yan, ibig sabihin walang nag-design yan. At ito pa. Complaining that God should have done it differently is a judgment for theology pala, hindi po agham. Yung tipong, bakit naman kasi, sabi mo nakadesenyo yan, bakit yung disenyo yan, parang ano? Alam nyo, ito, kapatid. Who said God has to meet your preferences? Katunayan, just because something falls short of your preferences, hindi po yung nangangahulugan na walang nagdisenyo yan. Hindi porke na may biyak ang, let's say, yung cellphone ko dyan pala. Imagine natin, hindi porke yung screen ng cellphone ko ay may kaunting sira, ibig bang sabihin walang nagdisenyo sa cellphone ko. O kung halimbawa nabasa itong wristwatch ko, ibig bang sabihin walang nagdisenyo ng watch na to? Katunayan nga, dahil sa ginawa ko yun, kasalanan ko pa. Ang pinaka-pinpoint dyan natin ay simple. Hindi porke na-meet yung expectation doon. Hindi ito nangangahulugan na walang nag-design yan. Different design is not no design. Kaya nga, atheists, yung mga skeptics can complain about the features of design, but they have not gotten rid of the need for a designer. Lumalabas pa nga lang po dyan, atheists is stating some aspects of reality that only makes sense if God exists in order to argue against Him. Yun po yung nangyayari dyan. Yung tipong magre-reklamo sa Panginoon, bakit ganito? Yung may amputee, whatever. Right? Kaya ito yung last na point dito. Yung bang fine-tuning na ito, yung argument from design na ito, ay nagpapatuloy sa Christianity? Kasi malamang may magtatanong, ito po ba ay kaagad-agad God of Christianity na? Yan yung kasi. Paano natin lalaman na agad-agad Christian God yan? Sa totoo lang, hindi pa. We don't. Pero hindi pa tayo sa research. Hindi pa tapos yung pag-aaral. Bakit? Kasi yung tinatawag na the argument from design kasi ay isa lang yan sa mga katibayan na nagpapatunay sa God, sa Diyos na nakaulat sa Bible. Tingnan, hindi pa kasama dyan yung tawag dito, yung reliability ng Biblia. Hindi pa kasama dyan yung tungkol kay Kristo Jesus. Pero kung pagsasama-samahin natin yung cumulative case para sa Christianity, mas lalo natin makikita yan. Kasi, kung titignan talaga natin ang kabuuan ng evidence for Christianity, especially to the existence of God, malalaman natin mula sa beginning of the universe at maging sa design of the universe, design ng life forms at iba pa, na mamaya ay tatalakay ng iba pang mga kapatid, that the God of the Bible, na siyang pinipinpoint natin, ay spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful, moral, personal, intelligent being who created all things and sustains all things. Hindi pa kasama dyan yung tungkol sa pagiging holy ng Diyos, hindi pa kasama dyan yung pagiging triune ng Diyos. Pero kung susumahin po natin yung mga evidence na yan, makikita po natin kasama po yung fine-tuning ng universe na ipinapakita dito na yung effects ng creation, yung design ng universe, maging design ng mga life forms na mamaya itatalakay mamaya, pinapatunayan talaga na there is someone who designed it. Kaya nga mga kapatid, kung papansinin po natin mabuti, lalo sa mga kapatid ko na nagdito, marami pong mga kadahilanan para masabi natin na there is someone talaga na lumikha ng lahat, na nagdisenyo ng lahat, that includes you and me. Babasahin ko lang ito, no? For as, di ko na lang din sa passage na yan. For as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is His steadfast love toward those who fear Him. As far as the east is from the west, so far does He remove our transgressions from us. Imagine natin, universe, solar system, Milky Way galaxy, ang ating daigdig na sinasabi ng blue pill dot na tinatawag, ikaw na parang napakalit na nila lang. Pero isipin natin, grabe pala ang Diyos sa atin, na ikaw lang na tao nilika ng Diyos ayon sa kanyang larawan kung tutusin. Bukod pa dyan, sino po bang makakakumpara sa Diyos? Ito ang sinasabi. Lift up your eyes on high and see. Who created this? He who brings out their host by number, calling them all by name, by the greatness of His might and because He is strong in power, not one is missing. Why do you say, O Jacob, and speak, O Israel, my way is hidden from the Lord, and my right is disregarded by my God? Have you not known? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He does not faint or grow weary. His understanding is unsearchable. Kaya kapatid, pagka ikaw, halimbawa, na-trip mong magpunta sa labas, tinigil mabitin sa langit, lalo kung aware ka na there is someone who created everything that exists out of nothing or who sustained it, mas lalo kang mamamangha na kung paanong ganon kalawak ang universe, ganyan din kalawak yung love sa iyo. Tatapusin ko na lang ito sa passage na yan. That through Christ, ang mundo, lahat-lahat ay sustained. For He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For by Him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through Him and for Him. At ito pa, He is before all things, and in Him all things hold together. Take note, kapatid. What if there is someone who created everything and sustained everything? What if this God is the God who became man in the person of Christ, who on 2,000 years ago, He became man. Hindi ba mga sa John 1:14? He died on our behalf by means of death on the cross. And on the third day, He rose again from the dead, so that everyone will have hope of eternal life through Him. Ang Diyos na nag-sustain ng universe, ang Diyos na siyang nagsagawa ng disenyo niyan, siya yung Diyos na nagmamahal sa atin. Siya yung Diyos na siyang nagbibigay sa atin ng chance na mag-repent dahil ayaw niyang mapahamak ang bawat isa sa atin. Yes, it's true. We have freedom to choose. But as I always said, if Christ became Lord of your life, yan yung pinaka-best na decision na iyong ginawa sa mundo.